career started at NNPC. I was there for short of 2 years. So my first degree is in finance and banking, and I'm a firm believer in, as much as possible, trying to get the practical after you've done the theory. And as part of the plan I wrote for myself when I was 18, I had in there that I would work in the financial services space. So I was a pioneer staff for Standard Trust, then UBA, and I went ahead to do a turnaround for a family business. And that's when I realized that I had found my calling. So along the line, I think one of the greatest things I have learned, and I learned that first and foremost from my second boss, who is currently the chair, I think he's still the chair of UBA, Tony Elumelu. So back then, when Standard Trust started, we worked hard. And it wasn't uncommon to be in the office till 1 a.m., 2 a.m. if you're in operations, and be at work past 7 the next day. So one of my greatest lessons from then till now is the fact that hard work doesn't kill. It doesn't kill at all, and it helps you. The second thing that I've learned is that you must be prepared. You never know when the opportunity is going to come. And the last lesson, I think, is the fact that your morning is when you wake up. So just do it. So you didn't know before, but now you know. What are you waiting for? Go out and grab it. There's absolutely nothing you cannot do.
I started out my career as a young lady working within technology, the IT space. Of course, this is a space that was, predominantly occupied by, mostly men. There was hardly any ladies at the time who was working within technology space. So working within technology space, I was a woman, and again, working in the UK, I was a black person. So it was two things, that should have worked against me. But I used those two things, to push myself through, because, I knew that some of these corporate organizations had to check their boxes. Yes, we've employed a black person. Yes, we have a woman in technology. So I think I used those two things to my benefit, and that pushed me further into my career. Now, managing work, as they say, work-life balance, I like to say that, at every point in time, those two things, one of the things that I ensured was none of it was suffering. So having younger children, one of the key things was identifying who my stakeholders were. At the time, my stakeholders would have been my caregivers to my children, and ensuring that, they were there for the kids whilst I was pursuing my career. And, within my career space as well, identifying who my stakeholders were. My stakeholders were people who I worked with, people who I surrounded myself with, empowering them, ensuring that they could carry on whilst I wasn't there. Whilst maybe at any point in time I was doing something with my children, the people who work with me were empowered and they could work even whilst I wasn't there. So I think that those are the two key things that, has just driven me to where I am today.
I'm a treasury officer at VFD Group. Personally, I prioritize my self-care a lot. I ensure that at least monthly or twice in a month I go to the spa to just ease off stress and all that. I also drink lots of water, especially while working and even at work, because that actually helps to rejuvenate me and make me more active for whatever work that I have to do. I also exercise quite a bit. I do some physical activities like swimming and all that, just to ease off stress and get myself ready for another day's work.
So people would say, take your time, it will come to you. You need to actually work for it to come to you, and don't take your time. Because in taking time, things you would have achieved in a year, it takes 3 to 4 years to achieve it when you actually sit back and take your time. So it's important that you identify what you want, where you want to be, and outline timelines in achieving those goals. You may not meet the timelines, but you know you're striving to achieving those things. So I think what I see people do now is define what they want and where they want to be. And with that, it makes it easier because you have to own your own and know what you want. It makes it a lot easier to achieve what you have outlined.
For me, well-being is very, very important. And when I talk about well-being, it's not skewed to any area of your life. If you know me very well, I call myself the premier work-life harmony coach. And what that means is that I look at all the critical areas of life. So for me, well-being, it cuts across every area of your life. First of all, prioritizing your well-being is important. Have a to-do list every single day and prioritize them. And that to-do list should not just be around your work. It should also encompass every area of your life, your personal life. What are the things that are important to you? Second thing is also to create boundaries, really. It's not every activity that you have to get involved in. It's not every event that you have to get involved in. Learn to take care of yourself. What are the things that you can do outside of work that interest you? So what are some of your interests? Ensure you commit to that. And then also, it's important that you delegate. A lot of busy professionals find it difficult to delegate because most of us are perfectionists, myself inclusive. And so you want to ensure that you do everything by yourself. You are not a superhuman. So it's important that you develop your team and empower them. It's easy for you to lead when you empower the people that work with you. But when you don't delegate, you find yourself doing everything and it kind of puts you in a state of overwhelm and you get burnt out at the end of the day.